came up and visited on Thursday. And you know how Austin and I like both. So me, it's new for me, but for Austin, you know, he works all summer, saves up all that money, and then he takes it to for school.
Yeah, but he also doesn't have to buy groceries or pay rent.
Right. But so
it's much easier to make it work for you.
My rent is paid.
Yeah.
For the whole semester.
But you still have to pay groceries.
Still gotta buy groceries.
So just keep my phone on in case I need to look something up.
Yeah.
The conversation.
Yeah.
So he comes over on Thursday and he's like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "Well, there's a lake nearby that because he said he was trying to get into fishing." So I was like, "I'm trying to go fishing."
Okay.
We couldn't find any place to rent fishing poles because my school usually does rentals for like all that stuff, like even camping gear for like a weekend.
Yeah.
But since COVID hit, they were like, "We're not doing that right now. We're hoping to get it back this year." So I was like, "Okay, that's a bust. So what do we do?" He was like, "Okay, well, why don't we just go to the lake, see if we can rent a kayak, right? Probably have kayaks there. We go there, we go ask if we can rent a kayak, and they're like, no, we're not doing that right now. COVID, everything." I was like, fuck, all right, fine. So we were going to resort to our basic idea of going to a Safeway, buying booze, and getting drunk at the park. But lo and behold, we got to the Safeway, and there was a big five. Like, just there, and I was like, we had no idea what was there. Let's go check it in. Let's see what we can find. Maybe we can find cheap fishing poles.
Yeah.
They didn't sell fishing poles, but they sold were kayaks. So we found this box, and on the box it said $100. $100 for 2 oars, 2 seats, and a whole kayak that can carry up to 350 pounds. Mm-hmm. Me being 190, Austin being 160.
It's a little sketch.
Yeah, a little sketch, but we were like, let's do it. So we.
It's 250. You're still under.
I'm 190. He's 160.
Never mind.
Yeah, basic math means 350. But so we buy the kayak and we buy the booze and we buy chips and everything like that. We get out on the water and we sailed. And we actually got it to work. And it was an inflatable kayak. So we're bumping and shit. And people are looking at us like, what the fuck? Because nobody's been doing this. There's a golf range down in the park, and that's what most people go here to do. And then there's a rowing team.
Yeah.
And then nobody else is on the water. Well, we kept asking around. We're like, are we allowed to do this? And they were like, yeah, you're allowed to do it. No one's going to stop you. We were like, all right, no. We inflated it. We got out to the water. It was a little bit cracked because it's a 7 feet kayak.
Right.
And we got drunk as shit. Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah,
When was this?
Wednesday.
Oh man, it's so lit.
Yeah, we could go do it this weekend while you're down.
I'm going
He's
back.
going back today.
I'll be back here in 3 weeks on the weekend of the 25th because we're going to the night market.
Okay, what's that?
The night market is just like
Think about like our wine festival except at night, just all food though.
Oh,
you know that shit you see in anime where they're wearing fucking kimonos and they're getting food.
yeah.
It's that, but America.
Yeah, so almost, but not as cool.
It's like carnival except without like the rides.
Yeah. You know.
I get the classic idea, right? Like it's like walk around their stalls and games maybe, but like definitely not like all the carnival that's expected.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I'm gonna be real. I'm really trying this semester. Like I'm really trying not to fuck it up. But like
I thought you said your last semester was good.
my last semester was good. I'm trying to do better this semester. I got all B's last semester. This time I'm really going for the straight A's. And with my programming class, I'm not bad out of the water. With my physics course, it's a struggle.
I thought you said physics clicked last week.
But I thought it could. So here's the thing, right? I'm doing all this. I had an assignment due yesterday where it's like answer all these questions. It was 18 questions. Each question is like part A through F, whatever, right? I'm like knocking these motherfuckers out. I get the question 17. And I wasted half an hour trying to solve it. The answer is 0. The first 2 questions, the answer was 0. I was like, that's bullshit, but okay. Knock the rest of it out of the park. I got the question 18. That shit fucked me up. I was like, what the fucking hell? Not really in the sense that it was hard. It was in the sense that like I couldn't do it in my brain, like I did all the other private problems.
Mhm.
So it took me extra long because I didn't get up to get a notebook. So it's not a struggle in the sense that it's hard. It's a struggle in the sense that like where my effort is.
You have to try.
Right.
You have to get up and get a notebook.
Right. Yeah.
Do work.
Everything else I do, everything else, every other class I have, aside from astrophysics, I'm just like, think this is the answer. Done. I don't want to write anything down. But now it's like that's not an option, you know, because yeah, these are fucking complicated courses, and I fucked up audit class again. Because
So you said you did it. I thought you said you fixed it, bro.
I thought no. I thought I was good. I thought I was good until Thursday. Thursday hit, and my mind fucking got spanked. Like,
Why? What'd you realize?
I realized I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing in this course. So I want, you know how I'm like interested in astrophysics, so I try to take astrophysics course. Really because I got interested in it because I took that one course. So I'm like, you know what, that one course got a solid B.
Mhm.
You know, I kind of carried myself through most of it. So let me try this other course. Stellar astrophysics is what they call it. I thought it's their only astrophysics course. It's not the GeoWar or exoplanets or something else. So I thought it was the basic astrophysics course, like physics 4A. You know what I mean? No, not at all. No. Thursday hit, they're talking about the Boltzmann equation and the Saha equation. I don't even know what the Saha equation is. And then he went solve for it. And I sat there in class for 15 minutes not doing a damn thing before I gathered the courage and went, what are we doing? Because this guy goes, differentiating. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Oh, you haven't done differential equations, huh?
Yeah, I have
Or
not
linear
had to
algebra.
differentiate things in years. Yeah, because like that was calculus. Right, that was like calculus 1C and 1B, I believe, at the end.
Yeah, but then once you get to like a 4-year, you still have to do linear algebra and differential equations.
No, that's just it. You know, I don't have to do all that shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah, for computer science, I literally just had to take a couple more major courses and I graduated fall 2022. I was surprised too. I was like, you're telling me I just gotta take this last physics, which I still need to take.
It might be their like how they separate like computer science versus like computer engineering.
Yes, entirely. Because I do have to take discrete computer science, right? Where it's discrete mathematic logic with
for
computer science programming. So I do have to take that, but I don't have to take linear algebra.
You got lucky because people usually fail that the first semester and have to redo it.
Right. So, I mean, I've been looking at my degree planner. My degree planner is saying, like, yeah, you're all good. You have 3 core majors to take. One that I should have passed my first semester, but, you know, whatever. And then the second one, which is just another, like, higher division, like, programming software development class. And then I can't remember the third one. Oh, physics 230. Once I get those done, I gotta take 5 electives. But yeah. But I fucked up on that class because I'm like, now I'm sitting.
They didn't put like a prerequisite thing?
Nah, not a damn prerequisite at all.
Did you ask the professor like what are the prerequisites for this class?
I'm about to go to office hours this week and be like, yeah, like what's the fucking deal here?
Because you still have time to drop, right?
I'm not gonna. I really want to pass. Like I really want an A in this class, and that's why I'm going to office hours early. Because it's not like it's hard shit. It's
you just don't
like,
know this, like the formula stuff that you're supposed to.
Exactly. Like
you just ask them like, what books or shit should I look up?
Yeah, right. Like, because genuinely, I showed up. I was like, oh fuck, because I know I can differentiate, and I know what these problems do.
Yeah.
It's just combining the two on a level,
and just knowing like which formulas to use for what now.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's. But yeah, I was like, there's no prerequisite, like at all. Like, and I should have noticed the red flag when I got into class, and like 80% of the class were graduate students.
Yeah.
They're like three undergrad students. Yeah. What about you guys? Your college going with the one class?
Fine.
Just online and everything?
Yeah. I hate online. I do terrible online. I got straight A's in online and I got B's and C's. I'm not an online student.
I am an online student. I am not I am so confused in class right now. Like, just keeping track of my schedule is fucking rough right now.
That might just be because you moved in though. Like if you're online at like DMs or in person at DMs, I feel like you'd be good.
Well, yeah, the person at the end is not the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have like extra factors. It's not just being in person. You have like the other shit.
Right. I'm in person
At a new place.
at a new place in a new city with new people. That half my classes are online. I'm just like.
Yeah, you've never like lived outside of San Jose, right?
I'm now realizing I've lived in such a bubble.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Welcome to the club.
It's funny too because my roommates, I love them. They're cool. So I have a roommate named Johnny. I talked about this last time, but like I use different names, but whatever.
Yeah.
Johnny.
As long as you know who the fuck you're talking about.
Right. Johnny he's like more of like an outdoorsy type guy. You know, like think Steve, but like Mexican.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Robert is Filipino. He's the guy I'm actually sharing a room with. Super sweet guy. Really nice. And then the final one is Emilio, and Emilio's the partier. Like Emilio's the one that's like he doesn't he says he doesn't party all the time. He says he's studying a lot too. But like when I moved in, like Johnny and Robert were like, when the fuck does Emilio study? Because me, Robert, and Johnny were always in the dorm, just doing our homework. You know, like this is where we do our work.
Yeah.
Johnny goes out to do work, and then he also goes out to party. Like,
I mean, you go to the library.
Right, like that's, he says he goes to the library, he studies in the common rooms in the dorm. And I was like, nah, I just sit on the couch where I can be myself, you know? And like, yeah. I also love this little fact about our dorm. Mm-hmm. Two things. One, the microwave stopped working. Yeah. And I went, where's the circuit box? We probably just popped the circuit. Because I Googled it and I was like, yeah, I know microwaves have their own circuit breaker, whatever, right? And they were like, I have no idea what that is. I have no idea where it would be. So, sucks to suck. So I was like, all right. I placed in the work order. Microwave's been broke for 5 days. I place the work order when I get there. The guy comes in. He walks directly into our room while me and Robert are asleep. Opens the door. I'm like, what? And then he closes the door. I'm like, what? And then right behind the door was the circuit box. Breaker. He opens it, flips the switch, microwave. I was like, we didn't need a fucking work order for that shit. And I also love that Johnny is the only one of my roommates confident enough to play his music out loud in the dorm.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, in like the living room?
Yeah. Like Robert will listen to Stardew Valley, like in the room particular. Like I let him stay in the room because we had 2 drawers under the bed, and then a whole dresser. He pulled the drawers out and put them next to the dresser to make like a makeshift desk. Yeah. And then so that's where he does his work. I just sit on the couch so I can put my feet up on like the tiny tables and smoke my weed and do my work.
I thought they weren't letting you smoke your weed in the fucking spot.
Robert wasn't. Johnny is.
So you're like, fuck this guy. So what do you do? You just air it out?
I just make sure Johnny doesn't see it. I mean, it's not Johnny. Robert doesn't see it.
But he can smell it though.
No,
it's a vape.
Yeah, right. I'm ahead of the game.
So what about Emilio? What does he think about it?
Emilio's never in the room staying.
Oh, okay.
He comes home at 1 a.m.
Oh. This sounds like me.
Yeah, he leaves before I wake up. So he doesn't say it. He doesn't care. You know, if he see me do it too, he's just like, ah.
I mean, if he's going to parties, but I feel like it's not what he's concerned about.
Right, like he's
like, well, he's probably like, bro, don't set up the fire alarm. Yeah, that's it.
That's the thing. I haven't set off the fire alarm. They've set off the fire alarm twice. Like just cooking.
They just burn food or stuff.
Yeah. Like, it's great. Oh, and the only reason why I wasn't doing it initially was because I thought if I set off the fire alarm, it goes off for the whole building and then everybody gets fined. Turns out it only happens if the smoke makes it to the hallway. If it's just our fire alarm, you just air it out and then good. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of funny.
And if you're in like a living room, you usually have like a window so you just blow out.
Oh yeah, our windows are designed in a specific way to not open more than like maybe 10, 15 degrees. Like they open like open like this, but they only make it this
kind
far.
of like those windows.
Yeah, kind of like those windows. Yeah, but they only make it like a certain like length away because they're trying to mitigate suicide.
It's like the back of one of those van windows, the one that just kind of
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, you do
It's
that.
about that way.
Yeah, it's about that way.
Okay.
There's one of my roommates goes, there's a hook up there that you can undo to open it wider, and I was like, oh yeah, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Undo the hook. The way our apartment is set up is that after you undo the hook, the window moves another inch, maybe, and then hits a wall.
Oh.
Like, because the ceiling comes down a bit, and so it just goes like that.
Okay.
So I'm just like, all right, well, I mean, I can't stick my head out this window, so that, I mean, I guess there's safety there, right? But also the wind in San Francisco, my God, it was like,
it's like 5 degrees cooler than here.
it's not even that, like, it's 5 degrees cooler. I was in the dorm, it was like midnight.
Yeah.
And, actually, no, sorry, I woke up.
Do you hear the whistling of the wind?
Yeah, that going to the hallway because it's pushing into the hallway. Yeah, all the time you just hear. I'm just like,
I would think you wouldn't mind because you grew up next to the freeway where cars were driving constantly.
I wouldn't mind if it was constant. If it happened all the time. It happens like one day out of the week. The rest of the week it is like dead silent. Like my first day there, I was telling Steve this. My first day there, I was freaking out because I was laying in bed making sure I wasn't being too loud, and then I could hear my roommate breathing in their sleep. And then I was like, okay, I can't do this.
A little too quiet.
A little too quiet. But now I know my roommate's like a heavy sleeper, and I don't have to care about Johnny or Emilio because they're in the other room. And these doors are pretty thick. I'm fine with it now. I'm getting used to it. I still don't like going on campus.
Bruh.
I don't. I really don't. Like,
Hella walking.
You just like online?
Yeah. 100%. I was so comfortable online. I can do online if I can stay in my dorm. It's the fact that I gotta walk across campus and do
hybrid,
I have. It's not even that, right? It's like this, right? So you see the outfit I'm wearing?
Yeah.
If I go out in this, kid you not, whole people avoid my ass. Like I went out, I was wearing this that Deadpool shirt I had on the unicorn, and yeah. So imagine that material, but otters and donuts and UFOs.
Yeah.
That shirt, same pants. I walked out of my dorm. So there's like an auditorium outside my door where you have the big, they look like big steps, they're normal steps. I'm walking down the normal steps. 3 people turn around the corner, see me, they take the auditorium steps. I was like, no fucking way, that's not. But I came, the day before, I wore like jeans and a belt and like a nice V-neck, right? Did my hair and everything. Nobody tried it. Nobody did shit. They were just walking right next to me. People were fine. Mm-hmm. One lady didn't even want to get in the elevator with me because I weirded her out that bad. And that's why I don't like San Francisco.
You think people would be used to that? You see weird people in SF.
Right.
Well, you still avoid the weird people.
Yeah, you still avoid them.
Some people do. I just walk there and don't matter.
Well, you don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, like at Berkeley, there's like crackheads on the street. You really can't avoid them. They just be like them there.
My college is surrounded by suburbia. So I moved from San Jose suburbia to San Francisco suburbia.
Is it like South San Francisco?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. North San Francisco?
It's not Costa Yosa, that's all I know.
There's actually a difference between San Francisco and like South San Francisco. They're 2 different cities.
Yeah.
And there's also like the south side of San Francisco.
Because South San Francisco is like basically airport area.
Yeah, South San Francisco is next to Daly City.
Yeah.
I think it's North San Francisco. Because I'm near Lake Merced. I don't know where that is. You can look it up and tell me.
Did you hang out with Chris's girlfriend or not?
Yeah, we got lunch on Monday. It was cool.
Why don't you just have her show you around campus, bro?
Because this is also her first time on campus. She said she's only really gone to the library and everything like that. I've been everywhere around campus. I just haven't been in all the buildings.
Got it. I mean, you don't have to be in all the buildings. You just got to be in the ones you have to.
Oh, you're in like West San Francisco.
Yeah. It's a really nice suburbia. I have a view from my dorm. It's super nice. It's just weird because I'm not actively trying to make friends.
Even though Steve and I like harped on you last week.
Yeah,
you're like Southwest.
Yeah. So I'm like, No, I made an effort this week, right? Like next week I'm gonna go meet up with a study group for astrophysics.
There you go.
Right, and give it a good old college try, but after that, no. So, what about you? What's new with you, man? You haven't been doing anything?
Rancho Marietta. Have no one to hang out. And invited some friends over. That was fun. We made pizza, we played freaking video games. That was about it. Grandfather's back in rehab because he doesn't exercise like I asked him to. It's kind of like the whole Trudy situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like I can't feel bad for him because he doesn't really help himself.
Right, like you see the improvements he could easily be making.
Yeah.
You want half this month?
Sure. I need to take out my Invisalign. But yeah.
Yeah, nice.
You want to rip it?
Am I getting that?
Yeah, it's good. You can rip it.
Okay. But like, I am attending Smash tournaments again, meeting new people. Finally making some friends in Sacramento, so that's like my window, I guess. Making money is the main thing. Granted, it's from families, so it's kind of weird. Granted, like, you have a big house.
Granted, what?
It's weird that it's through family, but it's also like, out of the 2 jobs I've had previously, it's definitely the hardest one. Moist. Oddly enough. And I'm just like, it still feels weird to call it a job. But it's really fucking hard, so.
I mean, like, yeah, I know. It's like, it's not like if like your dad was like, can you come house sit my house for the summer? You wouldn't call that a job, right? You'd be like, you know, if he said he would be paying you or anything, you'd be like, it's not really a job.
Even if the students, like my grandfather's insurance, it's so weird.
Yeah.
But whatever. I go on like calls with friends occasionally just to talk about whatever.
Yeah.
Like maybe 3 times out of the week. Sometimes we play video games while we do that. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we just do our own thing. Like maybe I'm drawing, and then they're on the call, or they're doing whatever they're doing. Just so it's like someone to talk to.
This was actually the saddest part about moving in. I thought I was gonna get like, you know, bros where I could play video games with and we could all chill and stuff like that. Emilio brought his Switch, right?
Yeah.
Robert brought his 3DS.
Yeah.
And Johnny doesn't play video games. And here's the thing. With Emilio's Switch, he has it in a box with Blu-ray discs of Avatar, The Last Airbender. And I have not seen him touch it since I moved in.
He's also not been at home.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can't play video games with him. And then Robert only has a 3DS. So I can't play video games with him because I don't know where my 3DS is. So I can't, because I don't know if I can play on my Switch and like still play games with him. No. And so the other option is play PC games. But I have no space to put a PC. There's no space. Robert put his in the room, Emilio put his in the living room, and Johnny doesn't have one.
Oh, do you have like a legit PC now, or do you still have the laptop?
No, I have a legit PC now. I have Slava's whole PC.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, now it's so, I was so excited to bring it up, and I knew where I was gonna set it up. But after I thought about it for a hot minute, I was like, that's just not worth it. Because so the way I could set it up is in the living room, right behind the dining table. They gave us 6 of these, or 4 of these.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Robert have 2. Johnny and Emilio have 2. They don't use. Yeah. So they were like, yeah, you can use ours because we're gonna keep them in the living room when we're not using them. And it's just a flat surface about yay big, and a bar that goes straight down, and a bottom flat surface about the same size on wheels, and that's our desk.
No.
Right.
Wait, is literally this big?
Yeah.
Nope.
It's the width of this. It's the width of this plank. Yeah.
I need a large desk. I'm definitely a large desk person.
Right.
So that, like having my stuff sprawled out and easy to access, and I don't have my books stacked and stuff like that.
Exactly. That's why I didn't go for it, because I was like, if I do it, it's not like I'm gonna be able to put my monitor in the corner, my PC under, and have enough room for a book.
Yeah, that's a.
So I'm just.
That's a nice stand.
That's exactly what it is. So the one in me and Robert's room, he has one with all his stuff on it. I'm living like a minimalist right now. If you look at Robert, he's been here for 2 weeks, he has laundry basket, 2 pairs of shoes, all these clothes, a plant, lights all over the room.
Yeah, but they
posters.
also don't go home on the weekend, so they can't really afford to not have shit up.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's a fact. Yeah.
Oh yeah, where are they all from?
Oh, so Emilio is from San Jose,
Okay, cool.
right? He's I don't want to get into his family, but his family is pretty powerful people. And then Robert's from LA. No,
Okay.
Robert's from San Francisco.
Okay.
And then Johnny's from LA.
Alright, so they're all Cali boys.
They're all Cali.
So technically, everyone can go home.
Technically, Johnny's a Cali boy. He was born in LA, and then the housing market crash in 2008 happened. He moved to Minnesota or Missouri. I thought it was Minnesota. And then he came back. But now he's like, he lived there for several years, and he just recently came back like a couple years ago. And so now he's kind of still like that whole country boy. Like, I loved it. So he goes, can we all just clean the house for a bit? And I was like, totally, yeah. 2 other people helping me do chores? Holy shit, yes, please. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Because, you know, if I because, you know, how I've been the past couple years.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I'm gonna play music. Me and Robert are like, cool. And we just hear, this is our country boy, Brad. I was just like, country rock. American's backbone of music. Because he's like, what do you guys listen to? And I tell him the same thing every time. I listen to Nightcore. And if you don't know what that is, you don't want to listen to it. That's a fact. Like, I've showed all of you. I've shown Cassie. I've shown everybody, even my own family, what I listen to. And they're all like, oh.
Wait, I listen to Nightcore though, but I do Nightcore remixes.
Right, like, of what though? Like,
Just like EDM remixes.
oh. Yeah, no. I listen to like DJ Searle.
I've listened to your Nightcore, I don't mind it.
You don't mind it, but you wouldn't listen to it. Like,
Yeah,
if
I
I
would.
was like,
I would.
yeah.
I've said this every time.
I go
Don't prove me with everyone else.
I always underestimate how much. I just assume nobody likes my music because I'll never play it for you guys.
I mean,
I'll never do it.
I feel like me and Steve listen to EDM. We're cool with any like genre of EDM.
Right, but there's EDM.
I listen to dubstep, bro. Most people can't listen to dubstep.
Nightcore has like a lot of variety. You can it can be like Nightcore rock, Nightcore rap,
Yeah.
Nightcore or anything.
I like Rainbow Girl. If you know what that song is, you're my friend. But if you really don't like that song, you guys are obviously still my friends. But I understand, like, that's me. You know what I mean? Like, Rainbow Girl is like a certain level of just like, I don't see a lot of people being able to make it there. You know what I mean?
I was go ahead.
In general, most people can't make it to EDM because it's like less lyrics.
But yeah, but mainly, right? The weirdest part of it all is that I couldn't bring my TV. Because where you would set up a TV, Emilio already has his PC there.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't want to mess up their whole system. They've been here for 2 weeks. I just showed up. And like, I'm living here. It was
Yeah,
so
you did show up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
No, that's what I said.
Oh, I thought we were talking about it earlier.
Yeah, I said he showed up late. That's why he didn't get it. Like that's why all his shit's fucked up.
Oh, I thought you meant like before he got there.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about.
Oh no! I meant like he was like because he did the housing late. Like everything was late.
It was a miracle that I even got housing.
Yeah, usually like you don't get housing once they already fill in everyone.
Well, that's the thing. They didn't fill in everyone.
Okay.
Like what was amazing about it was they actually built my building in 2020. So they had normally what they would have had, I wouldn't have gotten it, right?
Yeah.
Because when I went to go sign up, this building
Wasn't existing initially.
no,
Yeah.
it was the only one you could pick because every other building was full, and they gave me the 8th floor.
Is it the most expensive one too?
It is
The
the
8th
most
floor. That's awesome.
right? Yeah, 8 out of 8 is pretty good.
I mean, it's probably the most expensive because it was just recently built too.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, from how I did it, as long as I ping my meal plan, I cancel my meal plan. I gotta double check that because if I'm getting a meal plan after, because they already pulled out all the money they need. Like the school showed up, knocked on my door, was like, give me the money. And we said why? They said we're taking it anyway. It's like that's college. And so if they took the money and I have a meal plan, then fuck yeah, I get a meal plan. But from what me and my mom understood was just to pay for housing, the recreational money that colleges give you to go out and have food and everything like that. I got $200 out of that. Initially, it was going to be $1,300, and then I think everything else got sucked dry in order to pay for housing because I had to pay for my own parking permit. Here's the funny thing too: I'm the only one in my room with a car. Only one.
There's a lot of people who go to college who don't have cars.
Most people, they feel like if they bring their car, they're just gonna go home, so they just don't.
That too.
Here's the thing. Robert, I'm not sure lives in San Francisco. Because if he could just take the bus or train. So I think he also lives in LA. And then Johnny, I know for a fact lives in LA. The problem with them was when they came to school, they asked for parking in the building. Because they weren't sure if they parked in the school lot, they could leave it there overnight. So, but the thing with the building is the building only lets staff and faculty have parking spaces in there. We were like, oh, that kind of sucks. My mom was like, you can't be up there without a car. I need you to have at least some exit strategy in case shit hits the fan one day. I was like, you're right. So we bought a parking permit in lot 20, and they were like, yeah, we can leave your car there overnight. We don't do shit. So I come and I tell all my roommates, and the only one of my roommates that was like, fuck yeah, I'm getting my car if I can have my car, was Johnny. And it sucks for him because in order to get his car, he needs his mother and his sister to drive from LA to San Francisco in 2 cars.
Or you could just wait till break and just bring it up next semester.
But he said he's buying a parking permit for this semester.
They can fly down to LA.
Yeah, he might do that during either not this weekend, but
he should have just done it this weekend. But
honestly, right? 'Cause we don't have Monday, right?
Yeah.
But so that's the funny thing. Like I moved in and I was just like, I looked at how everybody was living. I just looked at it. I was like, can't do this. I need a Keurig machine. So Austin brought up the Keurig machine when we went kayaking on Wednesday, and then food is just a struggle for me right now because cooking is like a.
But you were cooking though at Cassie's, weren't you?
Not in the last few weeks. The last few weeks we really dropped off it. We were like,
are you just out of practice, and you're just like you got out of the usual routine, so now it's hard to get back into it.
Yeah, exactly. Before I was used to cooking a side dish and a main meal, putting it together, and eating. But now I'm just so this week it was beautiful. I came up on Monday. I came back Sunday, had dinner and everything. So Monday night came. I had these steaks that Cassie gave me. Cooked one up on Monday, and then on Tuesday I cooked the second one. There were only 2. And then on Wednesday, Austin came up and turned me on to these noodles. I live near an H Mart apparently, and they got those packs of noodles for $5.
Yeah.
He was like, buy these. They're the best flavor for your buck. And that was Wednesday, and then on Thursday I came home.
Right.
Because classes may end on Thursday, and I was like, oh, I don't have to cook. Came down, me and Cassie, we did end up cooking. We had a delicious salmon. But I'm that's the main thing now. Like, if I want to go to Target or H Mart, it's expensive as shit after buying everything. And I don't have that much fridge space. So,
you take the mini fridge.
The one at your place right now?
The one that was in the studio.
Yeah, we're not using the studio.
It's in the studio?
There's a brown.
That is totally correct. That is totally correct. I came home the week before going to campus and I was like, I came to pick up the mini fridge. And Mom was like, Charles took that. I was like, I swear to God, we had a mini fridge.
I took that one because it was my mother's. Then I brought you guys down the one that I bought from my friend for $20.
Right. I have to find a place to put it.
Yeah.
Once I find a place to put it, I'll definitely come down, pick it up.
It's about the same size.
Yeah, but initially I was gonna put it in my room. Because when you look at the floor plans for your room, they don't show you the full your actual room. They show you what it'll look like if you had to share one room with a person, or what it will look like if you don't. So I figured since I was getting 3 roommates, I was getting one where you don't share rooms with people. It comes with 2 bedrooms, and then it's called the standard medium, right? And it's I think it's the same price as the standard bunk. or like maybe it's like a little bit more expensive. But after I got there, I was like, oh no, this place is tiny as shit. So if I do have a mini fridge up there, I don't know where I put it. Because I can't put it in my room because that room's packed right now. And I can't put it in the living room because it would just stand out. You know what I mean?
You can talk to your roommates about it.
Yeah, no, I definitely will when I see him. But like, till then, I'm not gonna be
Or
happy.
apartment mates, I guess. But
I mean, like, I have all my bare necessities of coffee, clothes, and a place to lay down my head. So that's all I really need right now. I started doing my hair in the mornings. Not here, obviously. Right? When I'm in San Jose, now I get to be regular self. I don't have to pretend.
yeah.
I gotta pretend for these.
Also, I
systems.
feel like the first 2 months of school, people try when they go to class. Once you hit October, bro, no one's gonna be trying.
We'll stop here.
Yeah, people are like once that first midterm hits, bro, no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, I know. I already see it happening. Because like initially you were
Like
all
you'll see girls be all like dressed up and shit, and it'll dwindle. And then
nugs.
the only time that it really stays is maybe in spring, just because it's like warmer weather. But once it's like UGG season, bro, they just gonna not give a fuck.
I mean, like, I don't give a shit about all that. But
No,
like,
I know, but like then you could just wear whatever the fuck you're wearing, because no one's gonna get
I mean, as long as nobody's out here like looking at me like, oh, I don't want to walk down the stairs with this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you don't smell bad.
I don't though. That's the thing. I put on deodorant every fucking day. I go take a shower every fucking day.
Do you use conditioner?
I do.
I'm not clapping
You
for
haven't
this
used
shit.
conditioner for like years.
I don't like using conditioner. It feels weird in my hair after I use it, but I do it. I use it in my beard too.
That shit
my beard.
sucks.
I've been brushing my beard
You
too.
need a different thing. for
There's
your
a
hair.
beard oil that you're supposed to.
Is
I don't use
Is
it.
supposed to be beard oil? I figured it was.
It's
the same
supposed
concept.
to. Nah, I'm pretty sure it's different, but I don't use beard oil, son.
I mean, like they make that 3-in-1.
Yeah, you're not supposed to use that shit, bro.
I don't get. I know why. I'm not.
It's
about
over
it.
chemicalized. Not.
I know. It's like preserving your hair, like putting it in preservatives to then have that plastic hair. Beautiful. But yeah, so like that's the weirdest thing. It's just like I'm now that I'm living. After we had that whole talk last week, I was like, I'm gonna just show up here. I'm gonna just calm the fuck down. I'm like, you know,
Yeah, I don't know. Me and Steve were like, I don't know why he's so amped up. Like it's not
I
as
wanted
serious.
people to like me, and now I realize that I started
Yeah, no,
doing.
you've never cared if people like that. I don't know why you started now.
I never had to really see people.
Yeah. If people didn't like me, I could just avoid them for like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
ever.
but like that. But see, you weren't okay with people not liking you last week. That's the problem.
I wasn't okay with my roommates not liking me. I don't give a shit about my classmates.
That's true.
Actually, some guy came up to me the other day. His name is Noah. I think he's younger than me. I'm fairly certain he's younger than me. And he came up to me and was like, "You're officially adopted." Who the fuck are you to adopt me? I'm 20 fucking 4. I don't even take this shit. But also, thank you for being my friend. But no, so like honestly, it's just wild. So I just showed up and I was like, I'm gonna just call fuck down and just be myself. And I did. And it turned out beautifully. But I started doing that shit that I did with you. You know, where it's like, it's getting late and you're like, yeah, I'm just winding down for a night. And I'm like, that's perfect. You ready to sit down and talk to me for another 2 hours?
I just did that with my
Are they
room.
not down for that?
Oh, no. I don't know if they have the willpower to tell me, hey,
Shut the
I need
fuck
to go to
up.
bed. Right, yeah. Like you'll go like, all right, Kendall. You know, like I think you're getting pretty late. And I'll be like, all right, yeah, I'll let you. They will just sit there and actually talk to me for hours.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was great because I got high, and you know when you get high, I overshare.
I feel like you overshare no matter what, bro. Like
It's a very, very strong mechanism because it causes a sense of trust in that being when they believe the information you're giving them is like worth something.
yeah, but to you, you're like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Then to me, I'm like, I'm an open fucking book.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to them and I'm all like, so what's the porn situation around here? Like, I'm completely fine if we have to deal with like we just don't do it in the room.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I just gotta know. And they were like, oh, that's what got them on their toes. They were like, yeah, we kind of just don't do that. I'm like, that's false. I was like, some of you be taking hour-long showers. I know you don't shower like that. Like, I can shower 5 minutes. I don't know how you guys got to shower for that long. You got music on and shit. I know what y'all doing. Or maybe not. Maybe I don't know anything. But living with strangers is so weird, and I'm not going to get used to it anytime soon. Mm-hmm. But I'm ready to try my best.
College try.
Like, when you live with your roommates, how did that work out? Like, you seem like you had a pretty sick setup.
Yeah, it was pretty sick. Tyler sucked. Everyone else was cool. Go.
You know, I'm lucky enough to not have a Tyler in my room.
Oh yeah.
Unless I am the Tyler.
That could be it though.
That could be
I could be the kid. I mean, I'm always talking about how, like, before this, I had, like, the best life.
We're fine. We just kind of let each other do each other's thing. Max was on his PC playing video games. Justin was in his room listening to his podcast and playing video games. I was out being a delinquent.
Would you call that a delinquent? Mr. Straight Edge?
Yeah, for real.
No. Being a very bad student and ignoring all my work to go out with friends and do stupid shit. Yes.
Yeah,
You can be a delinquent without drinking.
You can be a delinquent without breaking the law. Yeah, that's fair.
Avoiding your.
I would just say you're a bad student, but I wouldn't
Nah,
put you
but
in a delinquent.
like if a teacher called you a delinquent, you'd be a delinquent. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah.
But it's college. Teachers don't give a fuck. They get paid no matter what.
I'm sorry for interrupting. Are you googling the definition of a delinquent?
Typically, a young person or that person's behavior showing or characterized by the tendency to commit crime, particularly a minor crime, which is what I did.
I don't think not turning in your homework is a crime. What the fuck?
No, I'm not saying I didn't attend class, but I also went out with friends and did stupid shit. It was only really illegal. Go like break into a movie theater is illegal.
That's
like
that's
that, like
different,
that
yeah.
kind of shit.
I thought we were just talking about not turning in your homework and staying out late.
No, it was not. It was not attending classes and the shit I did with others.
Because you cannot attend
outside.
classes in college. Teachers don't give a fuck.
I like how you and me are really the only two delinquents. Because
You
Chris
stay at home.
What? I'm a delinquent.
You just stay at home.
I
man.
have a misdemeanor on my record.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm a hardened criminal.
Well, my first year I was delinquent. I'm not as bad. Not nearly as bad, actually.
I got a ticket.
I feel like it's just funny because Steve and I have definitely done worse shit than both of you guys. We just don't get caught.
Yeah, I know. I got caught for the dumbest bullshit. In order for me, so if I'm on a particular side of the street, in order for me to get to say the Target so I can go grocery shopping, I gotta go up this road, onto a freeway, onto another freeway, on this other road. I've never taken this path before. And I didn't want to do it today. So I see this sign that's like, no U-turn. Oh,
You just
there's no
flip a
cops.
U.
I put the U. Not even like halfway down the street. Halfway through the U-turn, I hear whoop! I was like, fuck, where's this guy? So I had my roommate Johnny in the car. He didn't see him either. We were like, who the fuck? Like, nobody's out here? Like, I did a solid sweep, and you just hiding somewhere out here? Like, what the fuck? I was so pissed about it because we got home and we realized there was actually a robbery, not even like half a block away from where I got my ticket. And I was like, where the fuck is that cop during the robbery? All I'm saying is, where the fuck is that? Okay?
Oh, the boys had it handled. You had to watch the streets.
Nah, you were an accomplice here. You distracted the guy.
Right? Like what if that was the case? It was like the moment I whipped my UE.
He's like, alright guys, let's go.
Like, whoop, oh yeah, he's distracted. Give me all your money. Nah, I wish. Nah, no, I don't. I wish for the opposite. I wish he distracted the cop from me. Because if you go down the other way, it's a straight shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a straight shot. I will be honest though. I'm gonna try to get into working out while I'm down.
I thought you said you were gonna work out with one of your roommates.
He hasn't gone to work out because he had this assignment. It was so fucking funny. He has this assignment and the whole thing's a pie chart and a color wheel or whatever. And he thought he had to complete 100% of it. So he's working on it for days and it's hard as shit. Like, and he's like, I don't get why fucking it's taking so long. I'm only at 56%, right? And then he logs in one day and he realizes that like the due date is come and he's all like, fuck. And it's like, submitted, good job. And he's like, what? And he only had to do 5% of that whole wheel. He did 50. So he's like, I could have gone to work out for the past 3 days. This is sitting at this door doing homework. And I was like, I would have gone with you. So if he goes when I get back this week, I'm gonna go with him. Nice. But mainly I think I'm gonna begin my workout by kayaking. because I gotta get my money's worth out of that kayak.
How much was it?
$100.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, me and Austin split it.
Oh, nice.
And you want to hear some sketch shit?
What?
So legally, we are required to have life jackets on any boat. Right?
Sounds about right.
At least it says at least one life jacket. But in the case of a kayak, all participants need a kayak. So
Need
me
a
and
life
Austin,
jacket.
what? A life jacket.
Yeah,
A life
need a
jacket.
kayak. What the fuck?
So if you look at an adult life jacket, that is like $70.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, that's 3/4 of the price that we paid for the full kayak. So what did we do? Austin found this red one, the one that just goes over your head. It was like, it says youth on it, $10. Ended up being 18, but I was like, what? And then he ended up buying another one for like $20.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're both children life jackets. We were like, perfect, now we can get out into the water. And if our boat sinks, then we're pretty much fucked. But we can swim. That's another thing. You know Johnny can't swim?
I know quite a few people who can't swim. So.
I don't get that. How do you not learn how to swim by your 20s? Did nobody see Waterworld? Did nobody see that movie?
I didn't see that movie.
It's a whole theme park attraction at Universal Studios.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know about like people who grew up in America, but if you're like from an immigrant family, I understand why you don't know how to swim because it's not big in the other parts of the world.
We're surrounded by fucking oceans. And that's all I'm saying. I'm like, you either live near a lake, a river, or an ocean. There's no.
I'm gonna just say in India, you gotta go hella far to get to a beach, so people do not give a fuck.
I just feel like learning to swim is a very crucial skill.
Yeah, like here.
Yeah.
Just like in general, like what if you're in a pool?
I mean, also
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They don't got like pools and shit in that side of the world.
I also know people who just haven't been to the beach in general and they live in California.
I don't know.
That's crazy to me. That's more crazy.
No, yeah, because Johnny, right? Johnny was born in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, LA has beaches everywhere though.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to swim.
It's crazy.
But then again, he moved to Minnesota or somewhere with an M.
Also, the couple people who I know, the couple people who I know who don't know how to swim are going to learn how to swim in the next couple weeks.
Good.
So, yeah.
See, like, when did you learn how to swim?
I learned how to swim when I was 6.
Yeah, see, I learned how to swim when we were in 5th grade.
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, the only reason I was sad about it was because, right, I asked my roommates if they wanted to go kayaking with me, right? Robert's like, I'm good. I was just like, what kind of kayak is it? And I was like, a blow-up kayak. And he was like, I'm alright. But Johnny's, physical guy, really strong shoulders, you know what I mean? I was like, this guy can go kayak with me. And he was like, nah, dude, I don't know how to swim. So, if I get on it, I might die. I was like, oh shit. Like, yeah, that's fair. But like, you should learn how to swim. He was like, nah, I don't need to.
I mean, he doesn't need to.
Right, he's like, I'm a soccer player, and when I'm done with this, I'm going to move to Texas probably. So I was like, alright. Technically fair, yeah. But also, I want someone to go kayaking with me.
Just walk around campus and be like, who's trying to go kayaking with me? What the fuck?
Nah, you know how to
Wear your fucking Deadpool shirt and your rainbow sweats. Be like, we'll go kayaking with you. Don't get your hair that day.
Start a kayaking club.
Right. It would be hella sketch too because the kayak's in my car. And my car is in the lot all the way across campus. So if I got someone to go kayaking with me, they have to follow me all the way into a sketchy parking lot. I'd be like, this. You know that video? My name's Craig. I got all things that are good.
You don't know that.
You know that? It's so funny. It's just like this guy is just walking down the street and this weirdo just goes, "Come on, Craig. I like you and I want you."
You can remember when we were in San Francisco, it was you, me, and Chris wanted to see this fucking band, but it was in a bar and we couldn't see the band, and we went through a couple shots. We went through that dark magic shot.
I remember that whole day.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to talk about that whole day sometime? I'm writing a journal. I need to remember days. So if you want to help me guide me through that, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And we walked past that guy who was trying to sell us shrooms, and I remember just like, oh no, thank you so much, but like I gotta go, and you start making excuses. Then he asked me, I'm like, no, I'm good. I think it's funny how you interact with people.
I feel like you just assume way too much instead of just doing the minimal effort. Like you want to do the minimal effort, but you don't do the minimal effort, which is stupid.
I know.
Like you're overcompensating in your head, even though you really want to undercompensate.
No, like I can't even walk past petition signers now. Like I can't. Like I just avoid them entirely.
Oh yeah, that's college though. You walk past all those people. You
They're
walk
like,
past
hey,
like flyers and all this
like,
shit.
hey, let me holler at you real quick. Let me holler at you real quick. I know you're in a rush. I know you're in a rush. You just gotta do this real quick. And I'm just like, okay. Like luckily, I can get out of most of them now because they'll go like, you have time. So like they find me when I'm like sitting down waiting for coffee because before I got my Keurig I had to go buy my caramel macchiatos in the morning. I'm savage. Just kidding. But so this lady comes up and goes, "Do you want to help the children of San Francisco?" And I was like, "Of course I do. I'm not a monster." It was cool. You live in San Francisco? And I was like, "No." She was like, "Thanks." And then she walked away. I was like, "Oh, that's it? It's that simple? I just gotta be like, I don't live here." Because I don't.
Or you can just like a bum and no one will come up to you.
But I don't want that. I want people to think I'm approachable. You know what I mean? Not like if they walk up to me, I'd be like, "You got any extra money?"
Or you could walk around with a resting bitch face. People won't come up to you either.
I have had to work on that because I walk out of the house now, and if since all my classes are like when the sun is up.
Yeah.
Before I was online, I stayed indoors all day. I was like, yeah. My eyes, this is the light. This is the lighting preference. Or I was like, I walk around the whole school like this.
You probably just look like a tourist though.
Yeah, I was like, motherfucker. And then I have to remember what I'm doing, and then I go. I'm just like, it's so bright out here. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Wear some shit. I really should invest in a pair of sunglasses.
Oh, then you can wear the Deadpool shirt, rainbow sweats, and sunglasses.
Because the sunglasses changes the whole outfit. You know what I mean? Like. Also, this is another.
I feel like you'd leave your sunglasses when you're in class indoors, and people just be like, "What the fuck is this guy?"
I take them off in class, and then immediately I change from this cool guy that doesn't give a fuck to a bum.
Or they're like, "Nah, this kid's high as fuck."
Just have your eyes open wide when you take them off.
I was talking to a couple of my classmates, and they were like, "Yeah, I've gone drunk to several of my classes." And I was like, "Oh, yeah." I don't get high before I go to my classes, just because I'm like, I need to actually. No,
I feel like in every class you'd find that one person who doesn't actually have water in their water bottle.
Steve was the one who told me about it. That's what I'm thinking of. Steve was like, I had a bottle of vodka and I went to class one day with no sleep and I just downed it thinking it was water. And I was like, wow. No, but like, it's just weird, you know? Like, like my roommates, here's another thing I noticed. I looked at Johnny's closet. Johnny has those hooks, you know, where it's like, so you have like a normal hanger. And then you put that extra clip on it so you can put several hangers on the same one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And I was like, damn, why you got so many clothes? I have 5 shirts, 5 pants.
For every day of the week?
Yeah, and
no, he doesn't even have class Friday.
Yeah, I don't have class Friday.
That's
on
the
Friday,
emergency.
Right, on Friday, I do laundry. But it's so dumb because I don't like being a hassle with people. So for me, in order to put my clothes away, I gotta get around Robert, and he sits in this. You know those chairs where it's like a cup?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he sits in that really low to ground. Gotta walk around him. It's either I face him, and I have to really make sure my crotch doesn't touch the back of his head, or I turn around because like this is like okay. I'll show you right.
Yeah.
So if this. Because this is where Robert's head is, right? So I can either do this, or I can do this. And either way, I'm just trying not to make sure something touches the back of his head, because that would be kind of weird, you know?
Like, I feel like your ass touching the back of his head is probably better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I go for most of the time. But then, like, I also got it's just a whole thing. So so all my laundry's in the basket, and my half of the dresser is just empty.
I think there's like pros and cons for each, right? So if you're having your ass towards them, you can't really see where it is. Like, but if it's your dick in front, you can kind of like you can avoid it a little bit more easily.
Right.
Plus, you have a large bottom,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned. So
I do have. I'm gonna work on this. I need my ass to come back to me. You know, high school ass.
whoa.
I was never looking
My
at it.
high school ass. My college ass. You know what I mean?
Well, it's because you did cross country.
I know. Such an amazing ass from cross country. I still love cardio. I don't know what my whole like. I've been walking.
We talked about this last week.
Yeah. I've been walking several miles a day just so I can get to class, get to my car, and then get back to my dorm.
Nice.
Right. But like, yeah, you know, like, so I barely moved in. I even brought pictures. Robert has all these posters. I was like, yeah, now I just need something to put these up. And Robert's like, I do have pins, but if you look at his shelf, it's packed with all these things. Because he was using both these shelves we had in our room. But then I moved in. He's like, no, I emptied out half of everything so you can use it. And I was like, nice. And I took like a mini deodorant and like a mini toothpick, and I switched off. That's all it did. And then I went down, came back, and I had a toiletry bag and 3 magic decks. And so half my shelf is still empty. And then my desk, nothing's on it. And then in the dresser, nothing. Everything I own is either in my backpack or in my laundry basket. I was just like, but I realized I should have brought more clothes. Like I should bring my outfits. Like I should have outfits. But what? But yeah, the majority of my best outfit is middle-aged computer engineer. It's jeans, belt, polo shirt. But all my polo shirts are fucked. But college is just rough. I don't like
No,
As I'm telling you the truth. College sucks. Luckily, I'm out. I'm hopefully out in 1 more year. Fuck the minor I was gonna get. Fuck that.
That shit lasted a week.
No, it was gonna go the full distance. I figured out what happened, by the way, with the person I was supposed to email the minor.
yeah.
I thought I sent it out, but then I checked my drafts the other day. It was just sitting there. I was like, I could have sworn I hit send. But yeah. I was gonna go to full distance, and now I'm almost out in 1 year. So, nah, fuck that.
I don't think it's gonna make too big a difference, to be honest.
A minor in astrophysics, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, just for fun.
But I mean, that's what life's all about. That's what college is for, right? Having fun.
Having fun, having a good time. COVID, yeah, it's a good time.
Great time to be alive.
Yeah. I'm just mad about my one fucking class.
I know, dude. I'm sorry. But you're gonna get through it. But on that note, it's a boy Waffles.
It's Charles.
It's couch surfing.